What's up, YouTube? It's Eric from the Ancient of Days. Okay, today I am going to share some footage, some pictures rather, because, yeah, you would not believe that somehow they're getting in and able to shut down my software every time I go to present. So I'm actually piecing this together one picture at a time and one segment at a time. So we're going to get this footage out because clearly they don't want it out. So where we left off on the Doomsday Test, Interdimensionals, Direct Spiritual Assault. Okay, towards the end of the video, we're going to look at this here. We have this predator-looking creature up in the tree. Okay, well, let's get a look at the picture of this guy. Okay, and let's see if you guys can apply that spiritual gift and see what I see here. Okay, we have an interdimensional being that is like a chameleon. Has clear eyes here. Okay, as we increase this, we got clear eyes here. Has this oddly shaped head that comes down. And then we have right here, looks like arms coming down. Alright, and when we make it smaller here, it's easier to see. It actually wraps around the tree like a serpentine creature. Okay, it goes up like this. And then his body is up. That's his head. Eye with the arms coming down. Okay? And it looks like there's also other creatures inside this pocket here. So as I talked about in the Doomsday video, okay, these things were crawling all over the trees. These are actually interdimensional beings. These aren't the nanobots that I'm talking about, which I do have close-up pictures of. If we get to it in this video, that'll be awesome. But if not, that's just fine. Let's open this up and just let this play for a second as we just show here. Okay, I'm going to talk while it plays. All right, here's the guy in the tree. And then what I did is I flipped it up. Okay, so now he's on the bottom. You could see how it kind of wraps around like a serpent. It's absolutely incredible, and it actually looks like it's got an eye there, and a mouth, but I'm not drawing conclusions, guys. I don't like to do that. I like for you guys to receive these things in your own spirit, and if you don't see it, you don't see it. I can't make you see it, and this requires a certain spiritual gift and a certain length of time of looking at these things so that they become more clear to your eye of discernment and aperture, as well as just you get used to what to look for. And I've been doing this for 2 years now, so I've been looking at these images for 2 years now. He's in the tree. Let's watch him pop off a couple times, and we'll watch a few times here. This is from my latest vid, Doomsday Test, Interdimensionals, Direct Spiritual Assault, where I showed the directed energy. As we click it forward, the worm-like entity pops out right there. Follow the cursor that's there. And we're going to move it back. And you're going to see it fill up again. I'm not going to bore you with this. I just want to show it one or two times here. Okay. Boom. Then it fills back up because they're hanging in the trees. They're all over the place. Now, I'm also going to show, there he goes, off to the sky again because they're translucent. They blend in, actually, with the sky. Okay, so they're very, very difficult to pick up. Well, let's get out of this. Let's move forward here because I also feel that this is the same exact worm-like creature. This comes from the End of Days, episode 3. I am coming soon. And I was showing here, I pulled away all the cloaking field of this moon sim that was shooting across the sky, and I was saying this same worm-like entity, and we saw that it has some legs here. Let's open this up. The same worm-like entity I kept finding in my videos looks like has two little legs here and this long serpentine body, okay? And this like kind of diamond-shaped head, or if it's this side of the head, I'm not sure because there's still some cloaking field around that. Okay, so let's look at this guy again. All right, and that's the same looking shaped head. And there's that long serpentine body that's wrapped around the tree with right here. Let's see if we could put it in a different, get it draw out a little better. Okay, here it looks like we got an arm there with that weird looking head as he blends in just like a chameleon. It's absolutely incredible. So let's let this play. Okay, now, but before I move forward, I just want you to realize that this stuff here, okay, all this ionized cloaking field this is not that, okay? This is that worm-like creature. Now let's move forward and let's just watch here as it plays and see what else we have hidden here within this cloaking field as I'm pointing out here. Here we go. And then there's the moonbeam shooting down. Look at this, okay? Once we lighten it up, look at all the creatures that we have out there in the skies, okay? So there's a lot happening, my friends. They truly have pierced the veil, and these entities are flying freely. You can even see them clearly in the direct beam coming down from that incredible moon that night. All right, so that's where we are at. Now, here's what I want to show you. Okay, if you remember on the Night's Watch, this was that just tremendous thick mist that was AI controlled. There were sensor swarms at the time. I didn't know that, but I was even saying back then in this video here that we're caught in a frequency, guys. We're caught in a frequency. So let's just look at it. Look at how dense this is. You could barely see through it. It's absolutely incredible, and it also has a true vibration to it. You can look and see the vibration within it. This is, I'm very close, so I could barely get through it. That's how thick this mist was, and all of these crazy entities were within this mist. This goes back to 2019. The days of Noah are here. Nanotechnology is a weapon. Yeah, look at that. You can't even pierce it. So let's get out of this and show you the next picture I want to share you. And I'm having to do this one at a time. Okay, so the days of Noah are here. Nanotechnology is a weapon. Back then, I didn't know how to enhance footage very well, so this was the thick mist that was coming out. Now, this has a really interesting story because every night I was saying to my wife, boy, oh boy, there's this thing standing right outside of the window of our front door, and I would hang a curtain up every night or a coat or something to block it. And one night I actually captured it. So let's see how I enhanced it then, and then we'll take a look. Okay, that was the best I was able to bring him out. There's actually a guy that looks like a Kermit the Frog or something, right here. Well, most people couldn't see it. So now let's see how I was able to bring him out now. Okay, here he is. Now, guys, because the software crashed so many times, I didn't go into great length. So here he is here. You could see his eye, okay? The other one's blocked out just because this is just too dark. And this was that mist that was rolling out, and he was outside of it pretty much for the most part. You could even see, really, he has his tongue there. He has his jaw open, wide mouth, with a slit for an eye. Just absolutely amazing. What an incredible revelation. I'm sure everybody can see that now, okay? Even if we just fuzzy it up a little bit so we can get it without as many pixels. I mean, you can't deny there's a slit for an eye there. There's an actual being there that looks like a frog. So that's just amazing and incredible. Let's move on. Alrighty, now we're getting to the ones that they certainly have been giving me the hardest time about. This is what I call a den of vipers, alright? In this video here, I was showing these direct beams coming down. I got yard work to do and whatnot, but I'm going to be putting out vids continuing on because I'm actually moving on to another project that some new things, new revelations that have been unveiled, such as this Skynet and Project Bluebeam. That's just a rabbit hole that seems to never end, and I'm enjoying it. So I look forward to getting into those videos, but I first got to wrap this footage up. This wraps up the 2-year investigation, so the best I was able to bring it out in this video here. Let's open it up. Okay, this goes back to February 11th of 2020. This here, there's these two beams coming down. We have this Anunnaki looking creature here with the serpentine head. Here it looks like his mouth is open. I was saying there's a guy right here in the trees. Okay, don't even worry about that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pictures that I enhanced. Also, the other next one that we're going to look at after this is going to be this Anunnaki guy here, which were 2 pictures in sequence. The other one that you just saw was a picture that was in sequence. I was just walking up. This is a large embankment going down. This guy had to be 8 to 10 feet tall. All right. So, and that's because I was up on an embankment that was that high. That's how I'm well aware of this. All right. So I was even saying in this video here, it looks like he's wearing something, right? It looks like he's wearing something and pointing. If people can't see it now, can't see it in this picture here, you're going to see it in what we got now. All right. let's isolate him and look at him. Okay, this guy is amazing to look at. Let's do this together here. Lighten him up a little bit. Okay, here's that same Anunnaki looking creature with the serpentine head, the glowing eye right here. And yes, it certainly looks like he's wearing something, doesn't it? Okay, well, let's go ahead and sharpen this up a little bit and then zoom it in. And it most certainly does. Let's do this together, guys. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, still see his eye there, and I apologize about the color. Let's see if we could find a better filter that brings this out. Okay, we're doing this together, guys. Okay, look at this thing right here. This thing right here looks like a mechanical device of some sort going up to his, what would be like in his ear area. And it clearly looks to be strapped onto his body. Okay? This is amazing, guys. This is absolutely amazing. Look at this guy. Clear form to him, with a clear Anunnaki look to him. It looks as though he's wearing some sort of gear here. It's absolutely amazing. But then when we enlarge it and bring it up to detail here, look at, you could even see the details on this guy, especially when we put a lot of contrast on there. Look at the details on this thing. It looks like a mechanical device up to next to this Anunnaki looking creature that was in the woods. And yes, it really looks to me to be strapped onto this creature. Now, the reason why that this is so hard to see and so pixelated, as you see in the video clip here, is because the mist, the fog, was so thick that I literally could barely see in front of me. That's why it's so pixelated. This is actually enhanced. Let's get out of this and look at the picture one more time. Okay, there he is. Anunnaki looking guy. Okay, we're doing this together, guys, because I've done it so many times now. It's just absolutely unbelievable. But this is what they don't want out, showing that they are truly here on the earth, as they always were, but because they have opened up the pit to the other side, they've torn the veil wide open. Okay, they just ripped it to shreds, and these vortexes are open all over the place. These creatures are now here on the earth. This was about a quarter mile or so from my home. This was from that 15-mile hike I took that night. Look at the details on this thing. This is just unbelievable. Oh, what a wonderful, incredible revelation. When we darken it up, it clearly looks like some sort of mechanical device that this guy's wearing. Now when we kind of, it's hard with these things when it's you have that much pixelation. But now when we bring them out further back, we can see this guy clear as can be. That's his head, eye. And then when we go ahead and we look at the next one right here, we're in a different position. That's the only difference of this picture, is that we're in a different position. So this guy now, if we look at him, he doesn't have that same technology up, and his mouth is open. He has one glowing eye there, one glowing eye there. Now when we look at the guy in the trees here now, okay, we truly have a thing in the trees. You could see an eye there, drapey ears. If you guys remember that show from HBO when I was a kid, I used to watch a show called Fraggle Rock. All right. Now, these are those, that's what he looks like to me, a guy from Fraggle Rock. It's really funny. But anyway, so let's look at this guy some more. Let's see if we can find a better filter here. Okay. When we enlarge it now, I know it's fuzzy, but you can't deny that there's a being there with an eye, a glowing eye. This is just unbelievable. Okay, in this picture here, that piece of technology is not up towards his ear. Okay, let's get even closer and try to see if we can maybe fuzz this up a little bit so it's not so pixelated. Okay, you could see that. All right, he's got no technology there up to his ear like he does in this picture right here. Okay, when we enlarge it and look at it, he has something up to his ear there, and now it looks like his mouth is shut with this weird mechanical thing on his body. But here, if we back it out, all we see here is really the same creature. I'm in a different position. I also see a reptilian spirit right here with an eye. Okay, that's kind of blocking out this particle beams that are coming down. And there's that guy again in the background. If we lighten it up a little bit, there he is. One eye, two eyes, his mouth wide open. This was an incredible capture. My gosh. All glory to God in Christ our Messiah, Yeshua, for revealing these things. So here he is, that Anunnaki looking guy. Again, as we go close, he's not wearing the same piece, but boy, you could certainly see that his mouth looks to be open, and he has those glowing, creepy eyes. To me, they look creepy anyway. And then again in this picture, we got him right here in a different position. You could still see right here, it is so clear to me. I pray you guys can see how clear that is, that he is wearing something. Now, I have gone down to this section of the woods so many times to look for any type of thing that resembles anything of the sort. Of course, there's no leaves on the trees yet up here, but even when I did many times over going to look at the trees, there's nothing down there that would cause those beams to come out, and there's nothing down there that would suggest that there's creatures in the woods that should look like this being down there. You know, there's no statues down there. There's no scarecrows or anything. As we change the various filters here, you can still see these guys are all over there. You know, you got this creature here, Anunnaki looking, particle beams. Go back to the original. Guy from Fraggle Rock, if you guys remember that. So yes, what an incredible revelation that one was. Okay, guys, so let's look at this. This is from the End of Days, the Pit, episode 1. All right, this part here was from the summer solstice of 2019. This is what really kicked us off the whole investigation. I mean, I was investigating beforehand in 2019, but this was the motherload of information dumped on me and spiritual knowledge that I had to resolve. And we resolved it. They pierced the veil. When I looked up to the sky, it looked like the moon. But when I put my camera up to the sky, this is what we saw. All of these entities poured in from another realm, from the other side. They truly pierced the veil. So let's get out of that. And let me show you, because if you remember one of my more recent videos here, I thought it was great, guys. Let's start hitting those thumbs up if you like my vids. If not, that's cool. Hit the thumbs down. Either way, we're getting a reaction. AI lunar vortex, scalar wave, ELF portal. Let's take a look at this here for a moment, and then I'm going to show you what I'm working on next, because I think I found the device on here that's actually the ELF, the extremely low frequency, for these scalar waves that we see here. Let's let it play and look at this. Do you see the rotation of this vortex, this portal here that I'm showing you? And this was on autofocus on AI cam. Look at the entities pouring out and the tremendous force of those scalar waves. Of course, this has 6 sides, and I'm also going to do a blog post on this video here that we're doing right now. So check back in a couple days on my blog. I'm going to have all these pics put out for you. I'm showing here that they're still pierced that veil. We can see here clearly all of these entities that I just didn't go into the length of bringing them out because I'd done it so many times. But this is what I'm showing you guys, these scalar waves, how they pierce space-time, the fabric of space-time, and open up vortexes and portals to bring these entities in. Because the Large Hadron Colliders, okay, we can look this up. You know, I'll include it in my blog post on this project here. I'll include it. They have 6 Large Hadron Colliders CERN does, and they're all running concurrently. And they even admit that they have destabilized the ether in between dimensions. Now, we're surrounded by dimensions, length, width, height, time, and then the 5th is the astral plane, and on and on. Okay, so we're surrounded by dimensions, so we're surrounded by the ether. That's what I meant in the last video, that the ether was breaking down between dimensions, and other beings are coming in from other realms that have been locked away for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years, and they're here to wreak havoc. And like I said in this video, if we just look at the geopolitical situation, it's clear they're here to wreak havoc. Okay, now this is what I want to show you, because also in the same video, AI lunar vortex, scalar wave ELF portal. Well, when I watched the video, I noticed this, something I didn't notice while we were doing it. It looks like right here there's some sort of like mechanical part to this. Of course, I've dissected this thing. There is so much going on inside this AI craft. It's actually a mothership of sorts. I have so many pictures to go through with you guys. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so much fun when we get to it. But this here, I call an ELF device, and it's just because it looks like it's some sort of mechanical part mounted on this moon. Let's take a look at the picture that I'm talking about. I just isolated it a little bit here. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Let's go into a couple different filter modes and see if it comes out better. You can see there's clear edges here. Okay, there's something here that's mechanical, and it comes around. It looks like it's got like all kinds of mechanical parts all around it. And then if we change the contrast on it into different filters, we could pull it up, and look at the scalar waves coming off of this thing. Okay, and inside here I have pictures that are going to blow you guys away. Okay, there's so much going on in here. These are all those ships in there that Gina Maria Colvin Hill captures. This is this large device of some sort that's actually mounted on this, what we look up and see is the moon, but it's actually technology. Okay, they have technology on the moon that they're using to open up portals and vortexes to bring these beings in from other worlds. And it looks like either these are giant mounts to mount this down, or they're entrances into this, whatever it is, guys. I still call it the AI lunar sim for now, and until I get to the next videos here, when we start getting into Project Bluebeam, and we're going to get a good look at the inside of this moon and show you what I uncovered, led by the Spirit of God. I'm not that smart, guys, but when I saw this, I was like, wow, we really got something going on in there. And inside there, we got a lot going on that in this picture, you won't be able to see it, but there is a lot happening. And you could just look at the various layers of these scalar waves. They're so incredible to look at. When we pull it up, okay, you can see there's an obvious different color here. You know I'm colorblind, but I can see colors, just not the same ones you guys do. But when we look at the various waves coming off of this, that's what makes me feel that this device here that's mounted on here, somehow responsible for these scalar waves that we're seeing right here, only on certain sections. But then when we let it go to play, look at how it spins all around and all around and all around. Well, let's just imagine, okay, and I'm not drawing conclusions. Now you see there's only scalar waves on that side there. Let's let it play. They just continue to spin, and it's always more pronounced on one side. Well, let's just take a look at this. Well, if they have technology mounted on this perceived moon that acts as an ELF device of some sort, then yes, and if it's spinning incredibly fast, it would of course create those anomalies that we're seeing. The scalar waves on one side are much more profound and pronounced and easy to see the ripples in the ether itself, and that would be because the ELF device is mounted on one particular side of this lunar sim. That's what I call it, but it's also a mothership, and that's clear. So we're going to wrap it up on that, guys. I'm going to get this video out tonight. Much love from God the Father. Blessings from my family to yours. You have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day,